She talk black. If that was my daughter, wow, she going through some things. She said everything is just so crazy, and she says now it's like they want her to lose her job, and she said they want her to lose everything. I know, I've been there, I've done that. So now let's get back to this Lord guy. I'm going to read up here too, but I wanted to read this first. See, hypnosis, and it is to be repeated, and something about a finger. Sugar, whoever, finger, base, repeats. Maintain, O'Malley. Pistols, hypnosis. Persian and wand. Shortened, electrocuted. So this program here is being electrocuted. Greenland, Lords, and Archibald. I will look that up, but not now. I want to get into what I'm getting into. No, I said something about the military. All of a sudden, you know, in the movie, all of a sudden here's Katy Perry and Taylor Swift. Rages on. Singer hangs out with Lord and Ally somebody. Paris Jackson's red carpet debut in his Paris. Here's a full text of medical directory of New York, New Jersey, and there was something else that I did one of the videos back about is there a code written for your family, and it had NJ, which is New Jersey. Now Jersey is the name that they call the prophet's sperm donor. He is also from Jersey, so he says, and I always look at this as York. No, it is someone else that I look at as York, and he would show up. Now here we're going into some archives, medical directory. Well, anyway, now all you want to deal with New York, and I don't know what that is either, but it goes into mental facilities for SERO, whatever, diagnosis and therapy, and for dietetic control. So is that the food you eat? And then as a doctor, here's a elsewhere and a think. Epstein, and here's your Lord again, and there's, I would say that's the 3-6 niggas, and it's me and my daughter against the 3-6 niggas. And I can also make it 11, which is the son, you know, like, or the daughter, you know, the child. So now let's go up here. It says blackpast.org, comprehensive site bibliography, the black ... At Freedom's Edge, Black Mobility and the Southern White Quest for Racial what? Control. In the word racial, I'm glad they use that instead of racist or race control. So it's CIA, their con, and it's also their control to control. Ben and the I am your sister. Yes. I am your sister. And then it says collected and unpublished writings of Audre Lorde. Pieces from my mind. And these are pieces from my mind right here. Pieces from my mind, pieces from my daughter's mind. You also see there are pieces from the prophet's mind. The compelling true story of a black man in a white man's navy during World War II. So then this right here will have to be a true story of a Negro man in a white man's navy, in a pink man's navy. They call themselves white, but they are the hitman. So yeah, right here they're still the hitman. The white man's navy during World War II. Malcolm X, the FBI file. See? I am your sister. I'm whose sister? Malcolm X, the FBI files. And it says right here, Southern White Quest for CIA Con and CIA control. Now, after I put in all these names, right? Because they keep adding names, I kept adding names. Wow, this name right here. But anyways, so this is here, and it is Lord Think. But something else about this Think motherfucker. It said Lord Fake, Lord Think, and Lauren Think. But see, fake. Lord's Fake. The Skeptic's Dictionary. Whoa, look at that. 100 years before I was born. I can go back and get this family from 100 years when I was born. They want to say the ghetto. What about the ghetto? By the river, which it flows like money, gave the lords and his friends. That Frankie is a derivative of friends. A 14-year-old peasant named Bernadette, well, claimed that the whatever miracle skeptic. But anyway, I just wanted it because it said Lord's Fake. See, the more I get into this, the more it seems as though I can kind of break the codes. Here you have Rachel Welly. Oh, I put Welly in because, like I said, I was looking at something else, and it had a Welly, almost like Welly, but sounded like Welly. And this is Rachel's, her sperm donor's slave name. And Kathy is in Kathy and Cynthia too. Cynthia is in another one. I kept looking for Hadley, but Cynthia is more so a code word for CIA. If you look in there, you will see CIA. If your name is Cynthia, the CIA can really fuck you around if you don't know what's going on. And here they have Kathy, which means it is babbled. So it would be CIA. Instead of Leary, they have Leedy instead of Leary. And now I become a Hazlitt, whatever that is. And here we have the Eric Holder. And here we have Dolly. Now Dolly is here because they had codes written, you know, for me to not mess with my dolls, you know, not do anything of my crafts. I just look at it and go, psst. And so I'm wondering what the hell's going on here. Do they have a program written for me? And yes, they do. And guess what? The one with the Dolly, my name is spelled correctly. It is not a bet. So whoever is betting on me, BET, you need to bet for me, not against me. You might want to even try to bet that I can break your stupid codes. Emily Cheney. No. See, Cheney, he is a part of this here kind of shit too, in the mind control. Cheney is over a lot of shit. Now that's something my sister Deborah can tell you about. It seems as though her brain cells have compelled all of this nigga's information. That's how I knew he was on a battery. She told me. And Samantha, well, you know Samantha like on Bewitched, because I always, you know, try to be like IG Magini or either Samantha in my mind to try to have them just disappear. You know, to go into the cornfield. And here is Julian. He is a berry. Why? Because it is a black berry, and Julian is black. Or he will call himself a black man. Now we have Deanna. Here we have Tim. See, I did not put in Tim yet. That's why it's like this. I didn't even read this. I just saw Rachel, Julian, Whaley's refrigeration. That means something is frozen here. As I said, it's like my daughter's mind is frozen at the age of 15. But I really think this Burke nigga got something to do with it. And then there was a thing that came on TV. Damn, I used to watch it all the time. Perry Mason. I think his real name is Burke. Because you have to understand who are the actors here. Remember, the military had actresses' names and shit. But it was the military. Who the fuck does that? Why does the military need actresses' names? And Welly's refrigeration. This is because they can't come through your refrigerator, you know, and something is frozen. which I would say is my daughter's mind. So here they have Tim and Rachel's Lyons. Now this is two people I'm going to tell you about later. Norman and Bettina Roberts. Yes, because it's normal for the robbers to rob Bettina. That's why it's Norman and Bettina. And remember, these codes are being repeated over and over and over. Julian, now he is Crowder instead of Crowley. Crowley. He is now Crowley. OD. North Carolina provide a list. Mark 3. These are brokerage, so they have to have something to do with incorporations, you know, like they have it on Walmart. Not Walmart. Wall Street. Okay. Now Rachel, she becomes a Sumney in this OD too. See, there's a lot of things that I don't know, but I don't want to just go, oh, let's do this step by step. I mean, I study like that, but I don't want to do it on a computer. Now here we have a Larry Jenkins. He is a MD. Instead of a Leary of somewhere, we had a Leey. See, Leedy instead of Larry, and here they have Larry instead of Leedy. He is a MD. Now we have Donald as Whaley. He's also a MD. Now Donald is my sperm donor, and Whaley is my daughter's sperm donor, and Rachel is her middle name. And see, Whaley, he wanted her to be named this. I did not. This is his mom's like middle name. You know, I really didn't want that name because, you know, I knew what Rachel did in the book, but I didn't know what it meant. You know, like to look it up. My daughter started looking it up. We started finding it out, but I knew that it had God on it. That I knew, and it had ache. No, this person here, their parent is named this. Because you have to fucking connect. So he connects here, and then he connects there. Because there's a Rachel here. I have a Rachel. This person has a Rachel. And then they want to say Sue. And Donald becomes a Mac with a Robert right there. But I am Helen. Wow. Now, let's go down some more. See, I can do this all day. Now they have a warrant roundup. CIA. And who is that? He is Franco now. And Rachel. And there's money. Warrant roundup. My daughter just told me. Because I was wondering why she had not called me. But she thinks her calling me will put me in the dumps. Said, you not calling me puts me under the dumps. You know, I just don't know what's going on. But I know this guy right here has something to do with it. As underground college. Has something to do with, look at that slave language. See, as slave language, there's more money. There's money everywhere because these motherfuckers are betting. Although my name is not here, but there's money. And someone can say, see, faculty, Virginia faculty salaries, and this guy here, he lives in Virginia. I can do these videos because my children don't pay attention to them. They don't care. They're watching, you know, the program is for my children not to listen to me anymore. Because my children used to listen to me. I was their teacher. I was their first teacher. I only sent them to school more so like if I got a job, you know, in the school is more so like the babysitter. And I would tell my children it would be a vacation, you know, because sometimes my children, they need to be away from me, you know, and you know, for a vacation. But they had no one like you know, I was what you call a nuclear family. Yeah. Boy, did they drop a bomb on my damn ass. Pan American Center. But Rachel Roseanne, that's more money. Arroyo. We used to live on Arroyo though. These numbers mean a lot of things. See, I need my daughter here so I can look at her like social security card, you know. And if she has a birth certificate, I need to look at that also. Current members is Rachel. She is basking. Yeah, that's what they want her to do. Nora. And Bettina. Screw. Yeah, they're trying to say screw me. Fuck you too, motherfucker. And now John is Johnson and Dan. John is Jenkins and so is Dan. But Julian becomes a Rubenstein, which is a Jewish name, not a Robert Stein, but Rubenstein. So to me, he is stealing our rubies. And then now you have John Corey, and he's a Welly. So I like to go to Walt Lake Western High School. I like to go to Old Friends or oldfriends.com. You know, it's going to come up anyway, right? There's Welly, Rachel, me, Jenkins, and him. Armstrong, whatever the see, and there's a walker there too. However, as I say, it's plausible that these codes are being piggybacked on. However, well, I don't know where I was. I know I went there. Normally they would have it, you know, where you can tell you have been there before. Okay. You know, the psychiatrist, he told me my mind races and I'm starting to go, is what he said, you know. What a fake. Yeah, it won't go back. It should go back to what I had. That's okay. 1981. Audrey Lorde. Remember, there was something that said I'm your sister and they had her name there, or his name, whatever. The uses of anger. Woman responding. See? And yes, I am angry. This is the way I am responding. But so dealing with these codes, and as I say, warrant round up CIA, and they try to make my daughter a you know, like if you're a criminal and they want a plea bargain, you know. She said they tried to plea bargain her with this, and if she doesn't take the plea bargain, once she goes to court, the bargain is off the table. I remember I told them bitches it was off the table. Now you want to tell my daughter a bargain is off the table? It's okay. Whatever they think they want to do, I'm going to say, go ahead, do that shit. Because something is going to come up to stop you. No. Again, I put in all these names. So the prophet, right? I was putting in Yakel. I did come up with only one code that had his name spelled directly, and but that's all the way back. Like I say, I've been doing this for a long time. So that was all the way back. So then I put in Yakel here too, but nothing came up with Yakel. So I had to think the prophet. Okay, I could not put in. I probably could have. No, I couldn't put in the prophet's own name. So what I did was I went to see what the prophet's real name was. You know, because I forget what his, you know, not his real name. I forget what his slave name was. It's Timothy. So now my daughter, see, Timothy Welly. See the prophet, and I know this may sound crazy and very delusional, but my grandbaby is Prophet Noble Drew. And when I woke up this morning, It's like I had went to visit him. I don't remember leaving my body, but I woke up with a jerk. And when I wake up with a jerk, that is when my soul or whatever it is that goes out, it comes back into my body. When it comes back in, it jerks, so I must have had to run to get back in the way it jerked, and it woke me up. And I thought about my grandbaby. As soon as I woke up, that's all I could think about was my grandbaby. And I saw him, because now I'm woke, and it's like I see him, and like in a very dark place, and he's screaming and hollering, want to get up. I didn't tell any of this to my daughter. I don't want to worry her with my crazy ideals, my crazy mind, So I didn't tell her, but she told me he has been trying to run away. He's only 7, and he's trying to run away. See, that means they're holding him captive. They're holding him as a prisoner. And they're also holding him in a baby prison. It is a baby prison. They give them all gray sweats and gray jackets. And maybe even a gray t-shirt or a white t-shirt. That's some jail shit. So they fuck our children up from birth. So now I put in Zakiya, Rachel, Timothy, Bettina, Julian, Wally, and Timothy because that's the prophet name, and the prophet was talking to me before they came and captured him. And I can't explain how it's done. It's just done. And then it says 3:15, 2062 6 315626. And I want to say 526. That is my birthday, but it went to Cattle, New York. So now, see, Cattle and New York. Whoa! When I saw that, I was like blown away, And that's when I turned my camera on. But I went somewhere else to grab what I put first, to tell you that first. But this is when I put my camera on after I put in Timothy. See, Timothy is, and there's Peter too. Wow. So, see, I told you they can get in my mind. They know what go on in my mind. They have to. So it is targeted individual military, and military was in one of the programs. But they put Cattle and New York together. That's where they fucked up at. Because every time I look at New York, all I think of is York. I never think of that nasty, dirty place where the streets are paved with gum. And TVs are everywhere, like, wow, like some Max Headroom kind of shit. But Cattle and New York are together. And I know this is phone number, but for some reason, I keep seeing paranormal star. But it's phone number. But I see paranormalstar.com. Sunnyside Road. I lived there when I lived in Texas. I lived in Sunnyside Road. On Sunnyside Road. And see, I will have to get my daughter for these numbers. But there's 58. And a 26 and a 5. But I will have to get my daughter for these numbers too, that she can tell me if they match with her or not, they connect to her or not. But right here, look how they have them in a row. Timothy, Rachel, Jenkins, and Welly. But there's no Julian and Gail. And I'm not saying that these are not actual people, and that these people do not have these actual phone numbers. I did not call them. I will not call them to bug them. No. But it says Cattle, New York. And this is his phone number, 2032. But it has the 6265626. I guess they all do. And then is another Cattle in New York. He has a different phone number. And here's a Kathy. And Kathy is... Nope. See, my daughter would send me those goddamn names, but She's going through so much, and they just have her brain cells all fucked up. See? Here. I put in her name, Zakia, too. They add names, I add names. This is her name, and that's how it's spelled. Zekiyah. And there's Julian. And he's Hazel. He wears these Hazel contacts, and he tells everyone those are his real eyes, but they're not. But look. Right together. And here's the word EARS. See, everybody, look all these words up and get what it means. I will have so much. Now here is Tim. But I'm going to say this is Yakel. Or it can be targeted individual military because he's being targeted too. Julian, Rachel, Jenkins, and there's Charles. You know, I was thinking about him too this morning. Wow. I wonder, do they put those goddamn thoughts in my head? And if they do, they're fucking up. But I want to tell them, you know, they're betting on me. They better bet the right way. And this is all. This is all it is for that. So now I want to go to something else and show you. I'm going to go to cattle, okay? Octavius Cattle. He has been with me ever since I was a little girl. This entity has been with me ever since I was a little girl. I can remember being like, so we lived on Hamlin. I had to be maybe 4 or 5. And I remember him and my Abba, they came to get me. But I didn't call him Abba then. It was something else, I can't remember. Maybe it was Abba, I just can't remember. But my Abba was Hiram Abiff. That was his name, Hiram Abiff. And they would come and get me. And one time, they came to give me this 27 minutes and I'm going to cut it out and come back. Shit talk Allah he wrote.